Come on, coffee. Oh, hello. All right, let's do this. Come on. All right, coffee's ready. Here we go. I don't know why I'm doing that. Here we go. Time for the show. In 3 and 2 and 1. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is Monday. It is April 12th, 2021. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. Well, you want to sit on my lap? There's a very purring, very loudly purring cat right here. Come on, come sit. Or you can just sit over there. That's fine. Either way. Whatever. Well, I hope you had a good weekend. My weekend was solid. Last week sucked. Last week was one of the worst weeks of my life. With my father passing. And then live streaming his, I guess the closest thing to a funeral on Wednesday. And then on Friday, DMX passed away. Now, obviously, that is not nearly on the same level. I did not know him personally. But growing up, I didn't have much. I had music. And I was 18 when his first album released, and it was impactful. And so just, kind of capping off the week. Wasn't great. And so I didn't do much on Friday. I didn't go to Burlington. I didn't go to the co-working space. I hardly worked. Did a little bit, but mostly I washed my car. And I played video games. And I sat outside. And I did what I needed. And I'm glad that I did. I felt better. I feel better. And the rest of the weekend was a lot like that. Just, I did some work. I did a lot of things around the house. But I'm doing my best to take care of me. Because I need to. Right? You see the ear? There's the ear. The corner of an ear on the show. Just lay down, sir. So today, should be an episode out. Good morning, Casper. Should be, well, there will be. Let's see what the timing of it is. Episode, what is this, 596? Is that out right now? Can you lay down, please? Mr. Matt Hoffman, 596. We got Mr. Matt Hoffman. We got a fun one for next Monday. And then we got episode 600, which we are recording, I think, next week. I don't know. Good morning, Stacy. Stacy says good morning. Yeah, we decided to do something a little special for 600, not, going overboard with anything like we used to. Nothing nearly as big as 500. Not doing live shows, because we've done plenty of live shows. It doesn't really have the same appeal, so we came up with something. I think you like it. What's going on today? I have meetings, like all day. I have meetings with everybody. Meeting. I looked at my calendar yesterday. And on my calendar, I color code things a little bit. Red, I use Google Calendar. Red means this is a meeting or an appointment, something at a fixed time. It has to happen at this time. It's not like, oh, I got to get this project done, which can start, whatever. It's all red. I've got like 4 meetings back to back this morning, and then I've got 2 more this afternoon, and then going in for I don't even know what to call it. I don't want to call it physical therapy. I'm going to see a diversely skilled massage guy, and he's going to work on my shoulders and my knee because there's some trouble spots there. This knee, I think I finally figured out what was going on with it. So it'll start getting better, but he'll help. He's good. What else happened? That's really all that's happening. Those are the only things that there's really time to happen. Planting more seeds this weekend. You know, just cleaned up the backyard a little bit. Washed my car. Cleaned up the inside of the car a little bit. You know, just nothing too big. I'm thankful that I have work that I enjoy, that distracts me. A friend came over yesterday. He helped me do some work in the yard, and Casper says, "Take care of your body, my friend." I'm working too. Yeah, I'm doing my best. So we did some work in the yard. There were some branches that I think I mentioned last week. Was it last week? I think so. That there was a company running fiber optic cable through my backyard, and they needed to cut some trees down. Well, not trees, but some branches. And I said, just leave them. I'm going to take care of them. And so cut them all up. Most of it went back in the woods, but some of it got harvested for fire pit wood, because I got fire pit. You gotta keep wood around for it. Cut my hair, if you can't tell. When Saturday morning rolls around, I take the list from the weekend before, because inevitably that list was not completed. Look at everything that's got to get done, add all the new things that have to get done, and I just start chipping away. Finished a number of projects. You know, just little stuff that I work on stuff, and then I take a break, and I do something. Then I work on stuff, and then I take a break, and just chipping away. Let's see what you guys give me to talk about. I'm fading. I am fading here. You know, I put up a video on Patreon. So those of you who subscribe to the video tier or higher on Patreon, nobody's watched it. Put it up on Friday. That was actually a fun thing that I did on Friday. You should watch it. You should all watch it. Go watch. What am I getting all of this? Okay. So in these recommended videos, I've got one for Kia, a movie, an electric car, Simon Schur, so shout out to him. Just stop giving me all this stuff. This is all, I don't care about these car videos. I don't think I ever watch car videos on this account. Just I hope not. I'm not trying to. And what we do have are a number of things from Frank and a cat who cannot settle. What are you doing? You are a distraction. Would you just lay down? Please? Can you hear her purring? It's very loud. All right, so Frank, shout out to Frank. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate you, Frank. Gives us 4 quotes from a man we all know. Stacy says today is her last day of vacation. Oh, I hope you're doing something fun. I hope it has been an enjoyable vacation. It's finished the cleaning mode day. Deep clean on everything. Oh, that doesn't sound super fun, but necessary. So this past Saturday was Steven Seagal's birthday. And, you know, he's such an interesting character because he was the one that really made everyone in the West aware of Aikido. And brought a different dynamic to martial arts movies and has become such an incredibly polarizing character. We've had, who did we have on? Maybe it was within the last 2 years. Somebody who trained with Seagal early on. And they told me some stories after the episode. I'm trying to remember who that was. Got some good stuff. Stuff that I couldn't repeat. So that was fun. So let's look at these. Any great warrior is also a scholar and a poet and an artist. It's another way of saying it. Right? Warrior in the garden and gardener in war. Warrior poet. Warrior scholar. Because what is a warrior? A warrior is someone who is going to use their resources, their skills, their knowledge to protect what matters, to defend what is important. Does it not stand to reason that being intelligent and creative and articulate would serve those goals? Makes sense to me. When I think of warriors and really established warrior traditions in the modern age that many of us have experience with, maybe not experience, at least a basic understanding of. What comes to mind is Navy SEALs. We've put a lot of Navy SEAL stuff into pop culture, video games, movies, TV. People know who Navy SEALs are. People know the names of some of them. We've had at least one on the show. Navy SEALs are not dumb. They are not dumb. These are smart, resourceful men. And I say men only because I don't think a woman has made it into the program. I don't know what the situation is there. But regardless, these are people who have diverse experiences and interests and skills. And they are asked to do some very difficult things that require thinking in the moment, etc. There may be a place for robotically following orders into battle. But I don't know that we have that time anymore. There's so much technology now that's involved in the battlefield. I don't know that matters. Or I don't know that that's as useful as it used to be. The cat has dreadlocks going on. My mouth tastes terrible. Oh. We went out to dinner, my friend and I went out to dinner, and I ate a bunch of fried food, and I'm just like, ugh. My body's not reacting well to it. I feel kind of gross. Gross. I am certainly not a warrior, but I see the value in these other things, in the scholarly, poetic, and artistic pursuits. And I think it contributes to being a well-rounded person. We kind of have this in martial arts, don't we? Scholar, understanding your history. Poet, forms are poetic. Artistic, free-form movement. Next. One must first learn to heal people to be great. To hurt people is easy. And this is the theme that comes up on the show. Mostly from practitioners of Chinese arts. They talk about, here's what we learn, here's what we do for healing, whether that's acupuncture or acupressure or massage or whatever. Got a bunch of that. And I like that dynamic. I like the idea of being able to maybe correct the problems you cause. Maybe that's not the best way to phrase it. But I think you know what I mean. Stacy says, you are too a warrior, fighting for the acceptance and understanding of all martial arts. That's the battle you fight daily. Well, thank you. The cat has now pinned my arm to the ground. Casper says, I was in the Dutch Air Mobile Infantry, and there is a difference between a soldier and a warrior. Oh, okay. Which were you? She makes it very hard. Here, I'm going to show you what she's doing. It's the easiest way to do this. She's got my arm pinned down. Can you hear? This is my co-star, a cat. I don't think it's the coffee or the mug. I think it's... Casper says this is a warrior cat. She is... When she was younger, she was feisty and tough. Yeah. She thought she was the toughest thing around. She probably still does. She is not. She's not tough. Don't tell her. She's not tough. Next. I am hoping that I can be known as a great writer and actor someday, rather than a sex symbol. I don't know how to respond to that one. I have vague memories early on of the way women in my karate class... Now, remember, I was a kid when these movies started coming out, so they weren't speaking as openly as they might have if I was an adult. Excuse me. But I have vague memories of women speaking favorably about Seagal, being an attractive man, etc. He's certainly not a sex symbol now. At least I've not heard anyone speak of him in that way recently. Heard a lot of people say a lot of things about him. Not one of them it was complimentary of his physical appeal. And I think it's really a shame that so much of our modern interpretation of what he has done as a martial artist and as an actor is so clouded by him being so weird and his political movements, you know, aligning himself with Russia and hanging out with Putin and just being a silly person. You know, I'm not putting him on the same level in any way with Chuck Norris, but I think that there is a similarity in that they were well-respected, legitimate martial artists who pursued a film career. Chuck Norris is very selective about how you see him these days, and even over the last 20 years. When you see Chuck Norris, you know that you see Chuck Norris. Steven Seagal, never know what you're going to get. You know, what was that show about him being a cop in Louisiana? And I think the difference is, and again, I'm trying to remember who we had on the show that hadn't known him. And he said, Steven Seagal had always wanted to be in movies. Like, that was his goal. He was chasing fame. And so I'm imagining that he will take any opportunity to be in the limelight. Whereas I get the sense that Chuck Norris has been there, done that, and is just gonna... His ego does not need the attention. I think that's the best way to put it. I think if you want people to take you seriously, you have to take yourself seriously. You have to put out things that are of consequence. So when he says, I'm hoping that I can be known as a great writer and actor someday, did he take on roles where he got to do real acting? None that I've seen. Everything was of minor substance to further along the story with the martial arts. Right? We're connecting dots between martial arts segments. And I think that we can all say that about ourselves, our lives. You know, if we have these goals, if we want to be a thing, what are we doing to work towards that goal? Or are we just expecting that it's going to happen? You can't just wait and expect it to fall into your lap. You can't expect that everyone's going to suddenly change their opinion of you. If you want things to be different, you have to show up different. If you want to earn a black belt, you have to act like one now. You have to train like one now. Doesn't mean you have to know everything, but you have to have that commitment and that you have to show up with the best version of yourself. And people don't want to do that. People want to put in a little bit of effort and expect that they're just going to move forward. Doesn't happen. Doesn't happen anywhere. If you want different results, you have to have a different input. And our last quote for the day, remember, you got stuff you want me to talk about, drop it in the comment section. Frank does the heavy lifting. Make sure I always have something. I appreciate that. But that does not mean that neither he nor I want you to leave stuff for me to talk about. Try to find the path of least resistance and use it without harming others. Live with integrity and morality, not only with people, but with all beings. Well, there's a very Aikido philosophy right there. Try to find the path of least resistance. Doesn't mean that you take the easy way out, but it means if you've got two ways of accomplishing something that are important, what's the one that's the easiest? This is where knowing your why is important. You have to know what's in front of you. You have to know your goals. You have to know what is important. Else, you flounder. I know what's important to me. And I work for it. I'm going to keep working for it. Keep trying to find the path of least resistance to make it happen. All right. Time to go. I will see you back here tomorrow, bright and early, 6:30 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Here on YouTube. Catch it later in audio form. If you're watching, hit that thumbs up button for me. If you're new, subscribe, turn on notifications, check out the other stuff we do. Go check out that episode with Matt Hoffman. Just trying to remember. Check out the other stuff that we got going on. Think about supporting us on Patreon or making a purchase. First Cup 15 saves you 15%. Thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow. Take care. Peace. Come on. Come on. There we go.